Good evening, Region 10. The lights are twinkling, the year is winding down, and welcome to a very special holiday edition. I'm David, wearing my Christmas jumper.
I'm Serjan, wearing my party dress. Tonight, we are taking you on a journey across our borders to discover the legends, flavors, and spirit of our members.
Absolutely. So it's getting cozy in here, but first, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever you do, celebrate in the winter. Tell us in the chat, what's your favorite holiday food or tradition? Drop it in the comments with your district number.
Absolutely. And we just had Bill Monsieur there from Happy Holidays from Amsterdam. So, Bill, let us know, what do you do as a Christmas tradition in your area of Amsterdam?
Yeah. Is
Love
there
to hear
any
more.
pierogi plans from District 108, maybe?
I know, or maybe the Lebkuchen gingerbread from District 109. Certainly here in Vienna, Serjan, it's Lebkuchen season as people love to come together at Christmas markets, Advent Markt. And Bill, yes, singing together in concert. Wonderful in Torone, District 109. Oh, that's Paola Perina from Torone, District 109. Wonderful to see you on the show tonight.
Before this show, David, I was in the Christmas market in Istanbul, and we had very nice blue wine in the market.
Ah, wonderful. Wow. And I think I saw, speaking with Ferse, eating no matter what part of the world I'm in. Yes, this time of the year is all about eating, whether it's pierogi, spaghetti, or Lebkuchen, perhaps Apfelstrudel here in Vienna. It's also a treat. There's also this, Serge, this thing which is like a rolled bakery treat filled with marshmallow. It's quite delicious, sprinkled with cinnamon. Wow. Really, really good.
Lot of sugar this time of period, right?
That's right. It's not good for the waistline, but we've always got January for a New Year's resolution. So keep those warm traditions coming, everyone, especially around this time of the year. What do you do to celebrate the end of the year and or this festive season? But I think let's continue on and see what else we have packed for tonight, Serjan.
Yeah, we have a packed slate tonight, but to kick things off properly, we have a special greeting from the very top of our region.
That's right. Region Advisor Lilian Schafter-Kohler and International Director Francesco Fedele are here to share their thoughts and send us their season's greetings. Let's watch.
Ciao, Francesco. How do you celebrate the upcoming holidays?
So Lilian, let me tell you what happened last year. We were preparing our year-end meeting when Aunt Carmela, one of our Toastmaster friends in the club, arrived with a mountain of warm honey-glazed struffoli. This is struffoli. Lucia, a new member, was nervous about taking her first role. And Aunt Carmela leaned toward her and she said, leadership is like struffoli. Each tiny piece matters, but together they become something unforgettable. Lucia opened the meeting with that message and her confidence blossomed. By the end of the night, she owned the stage, lifted by her club, just like one struffolo lifts the next.
How lovely. You know, Francesco, I have a similar story from some years ago. My original home club in Nicosia was holding their annual festive meeting. Now, we didn't have struffoli, but we had some of our traditional snowy almond cookies called curapiedes, and they were made from my mother's special recipe. Now, these cookies have a tendency to cover everything and everyone around them. I remember one new member was terrified as she was going to be giving her very first evaluation, and she was worried about it. She stood up, therefore, took a deep breath, and then without thinking, she bit into one of the cookies, and bam! All that sugar was all over her face. The room burst into warm and supportive laughter. And at that moment, she laughed as well, and we could see her relax. Her evaluation turned out to be so heartfelt, kind, and surprisingly strong. That night we learned something. At Toastmasters, sweetness helps courage rise.
Well, wonderful, Lillian. Both our stories actually carry the same message, whether it's Napolitan Strufoli or Cypriot Kourabiades, Christmas or any time of year. Toastmaster teaches us that confidence doesn't come with perfection. It comes from community, warmth, and a touch of sweetness shared together. Happy holidays, Lillian.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you as well, Francesco. And of course, to all our members across Region 10.
Happy holidays.
Thank you, Lillian and Francesco. A wonderful way to start this episode. Now, let's get into some news where we can learn a little bit more about what's happening around our community of Region 10. So grab your calendars because Tuesday, December 16th is a massive night for growth. First District 59 brings you Stop Guessing What to Post at 1900 CET. Our own Paola Perina shares a two-step plan for busy VPPRs to write better captions and design clearer visuals. At the same time, 1900 CET District 109 hosts the Club Growth Cafe. Join Katja Burdett and Lino Sbrazia to learn how to run better open houses. They are sharing real cases and incentives to turn guests into members. Pick your session and get growing. Now let's turn to Bremen. We announced the German Triathlon in November, and it was a huge success, but it raised a question. Why hold a competition in German in an international organization? Our reporter, Olga Kutscher, was there.
Congratulations! How did it go?
Thank you. This is so incredible because every contest is a new chance and every contest starts at zero. You don't know what the decision of the jury is. You will see the result just in the end. I'm very happy.
First time, second place, how do you feel?
Yes, amazing. It's a great honor to be here, and the atmosphere here in Bremen is really, really good, and I appreciate it. The atmosphere, the audience, all are very, very friendly, and I had a good time. Thank you very much.
Third place, Lisa. What can you tell me right now?
I am super happy and excited.
Not in English. You specifically have chosen the German. Why the German?
Because we are here in Germany and it was a nice idea to bring together many Toastmasters from different German clubs. And of course, also there is still the option to extend this idea to an English-speaking contest as well.
Thank you very much.
I like you to engage in the contests because it's a wonderful training opportunity. Come out of your club bubble and learn, taking one of the speaker roles or the organization roles. It's a way to learn something. For example, as an organizer, you learn to look behind the scenes, and it will also help you in your speaking career. You can learn from the Toastmasters Judges Evaluation Sheet. For example, see how an evaluation speech should be delivered.
That was German Triathlon, especially for Region 10 Live News.
Wow, fascinating work there by Olga, which really shows that Toastmasters is about finding your voice in whatever language your voice speaks best.
And finding your voice starts with a healthy mind. Our featured speaker tonight is a powerhouse of mental fitness. By the way, if you have any questions, please put in the comments and I will ask one of them later. Let me introduce our speaker. She's a former software engineer turned clinic therapist, hailing from Indonesia and living in Rotterdam. She spends her free time dancing tango with her husband. And please welcome TEDx speaker Irene Aggreeni.
What do you do when your phone asks for a software update?
I usually press later and then keep my fingers crossed that it still works just fine. But here's a more important question. When was the last time you updated this software? Your mental operating system. The one running your thoughts, your stress response, your inner voice when things go wrong. If you cannot remember, no judgment here. I skipped so many updates and my system crashed completely. Years ago, I was a software engineer with a promising career, even a social life, but inside, my mind was spinning loops of overthinking, anxiety, self-doubt, until one day, I couldn't get out of bed. I was staring at the ceiling for 3 hours, my body heavy, crushed by overwhelming thoughts. Doctors called it depression, and to me, it felt like being locked out of my own life. So I started debugging my mind. Therapy helped me understand what was broken, but the big question was, how do I fix it? That question led me to unexpected adventures. One was dance movement therapy. Because sometimes when logic goes nowhere, you have to move it. And I discovered something really crucial. Our body and mind are deeply connected. When I was depressed, my body shrank, tight, heavy, restless. There's mental malware whispering, "You're failing. You're not good enough." When I started spending more time in my body, I started to feel different. More space in my head, more hope in my heart. And that's when my recovery started. Body and mind rebooting one breath at a time. It's not as simple as installing updates on your phone, but we can upgrade our body-mind system gradually by practicing these 3 steps. Step 1, monitoring. It's about being aware what's running in the background. Like right now, I'm catching this random thought. Will I mess this up? Now I invite you to be curious of these thoughts popping up and distracting you. And when they start to overwhelm you, hit pause and start step 2, debugging. Dare to ask yourself, what is this really about? And this thought I'm having, is it still true or do I need to update it? And that's step 3 right there. Giving your mind regular updates. We update our devices without hesitation. What if we are just as willing to update the system running our lives, our mind? And these small updates, be it a mindful breath, a reframe, a focused awareness, gradually upgrade your mental operating system towards resilience, clarity, an empowered life. Happiness won't be a random glitch, but a feature you can install. And I'm about to show you how to install it with an exercise to help you write your mental update. Are you ready for it? Let's first activate our wiser self. Close your eyes or just soften your gaze. And take a deep breath in. Hold for a moment. And out, long and slow. Feel your body where you're sitting. Feel your feet flat on the floor. And right now, think of something that you're doubting yourself about. Maybe it's a meeting that makes you nervous, a decision you're avoiding, or just that inner voice saying, "Am I good enough?" Where do you feel it in your body? Is it your chest, your stomach? Simply notice. Imagine your future wiser self who's already faced the doubt and done the thing anyway. Feel how it shifts your posture. Maybe in how your spine is a bit taller or your chest a bit more open. This is you embodying your wiser self. Ask silently, what does my wiser self want to tell me right now? Take another breath in and out. Whatever wisdom came through, even if it's just a feeling, place it in your hand. Bring your palms together. Feel the warmth. Open your eyes if they are closed. Update is installed.
Thank you, Irene. Welcome to our show. Such a great speech.
Thank you, Serjan.
And that concept you mentioned, that sustainable success is so important. And I wonder, from a high pressure background like software engineering, because I'm in IT business as well, it's so much pressure on our shoulders. What was the tipping point for you? What made you realize mental fitness was the missing key?
That is a great question, Serjan, and I think very relevant, be it in whatever sector we are active professionally, because there's a lot of uncertainty currently that we are facing, and there's also this immense sense of pressure. For me, the tipping point was when my whole life crashed, actually. So this crash that I mentioned, the depression, it was also the catalyst for me to really start being gentle and compassionate to myself. And along the way, throughout my recovery, I noticed as I was rebuilding my life, my career, like there's something more that needs to be done. Because if we see mental health, it's not just after we recover from the illness, then it's done. There still needs to be active efforts to keep working on our mental fitness, just like we work on our physical fitness as well. We want to experience the best in life. And that was the motivation for me to also explore more deeply, this mental fitness for myself. But then there's also the possibility to share it with the larger community, with people who are also maybe feeling this deep down, but perhaps they are not yet aware of it. So that is really the message that I want to share with the world. Thank you for this question.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, by the way. While we are talking, it looks like very easy time, but I'm sure that it was really not easy, this transformation in your life and changing your life like this. But it is so important that people has struggling these issues all the time in their lives, and there is a way out. Like when you mention it, it is really give them hope. Thank you very much for sharing. Really appreciated for it. And one more question. Although when I was watching your speech, I heard that this breathing and more calming ourselves is so important. But maybe what else you can recommend, especially for our members who feel burned out right now? And maybe some small steps, 5-minute habits they can start tomorrow and to regain their balance.
That's a really great question again, because indeed, we know, actually we know quite a lot already, what are the steps to prevent burnout or to take care of ourselves. But often the challenge is in the implementation, in building the habits. So even the steps I mentioned, like monitoring ourselves, creating self-awareness, that's something that needs to be applied for it to be real, for us to feel the benefit. And I think what can really support us in implementing that is by anchoring this step with our daily experience. So you mentioned about, okay, what can we do next, in tomorrow morning, starting tomorrow, but it could also be tonight, before we go to bed, perhaps, can we make a space, just 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just to be aware of, what is, what has my mind gone throughout the day. And if you have a piece of paper, like just to write it out on a piece of paper, and it's a way to flush it out of your system as well. And then, kind of we notice as well, like throughout our daily experience, sometimes we feel negative emotion as well, like we are upset at somebody, or we are angry, or we are disappointed. So those are also moments where we could slow down, pause, and really ask ourselves, what is this really about? Debugging our own thoughts, right? And really notice what are the thoughts that are fueling this negative emotion, and then can we update it with a more positive thoughts, positive mindset.
Yeah, I got that. The awareness is the most important part, because after we aware of it, we may change it. But if we are not aware of it, something we struggle, but we cannot name it and we cannot change it, as far as I understand from your message, right?
Yes. So there's awareness and also the action, even if it's the smallest step. Yeah. So it goes hand in hand for us to make that positive change.
Okay, then I will promise you to be more aware tonight about myself, and I will say I will have some small baby step action for you, Irene, for this nice speech. And let me look at the comments area if there is any question for you. It is written. How can a persistent drive for success be combined with taking care of one's mental well-being? Persistency. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Olga, for this question. I think that's a feeling very familiar. We are ambitious and we want to achieve, like in our community, especially in Toastmasters, we want to serve others as well. And I think, again, like being, kind of having that bigger picture, because we want to serve others as well in the long run. We are not just going to, let me just work very hard for this coming month or this coming year, and then, like everything is spent. But if we see the bigger picture, that, it's kind of, if we take care of ourselves, there is a longer period where we can serve others, where we can achieve great things together. And the key to maintaining that balance is to have regular times to pause and slow down, to have that check in with ourselves, like, kind of how am I doing, like, am I like maybe like in this stretch of time, maybe I've been pushing myself too hard. So maybe like give myself what I need, which is like some rest, some recovery time before moving on to the next project. So yeah, that balance and self-awareness, pausing, resting, that's also important part of success.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for your all tips for our mental health and well-being. It's really important for us to focus this area, and with your speech, you made us to do it. Any last words you want to add, Irene?
I just feel very privileged that, this is a message that is resonating with a lot of people, and I want to thank you for everyone showing up here and, kind of also supporting this message. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing with us this nice speech and all the details that you shared. Thank you again, and have a great night and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Thank you both. Now we shift gears and we promised you a holiday journey. Region 10 is vast and the way we celebrate is beautifully diverse. To guide us, I want to hand the stage over to our project lead and creative force behind Region 10 Live News. Please welcome Paula Parina.
Well, thank you, David, and hello, Region 10. Do you remember our very first episodes back in September? I shared a vision with you about the news. I said that the news would not only be a place where we would share information, but it would also be a hub for connection, a hub for co-creation, and for building bridges across our districts, our countries, and our cultures. Well, that mission feels particularly important this month. I truly believe that sharing who we are is the best way to invite others in. It's a very simple exchange. Here is a piece of my life. Would you please tell me about yours? It's simple, and yet it is powerful because it creates connection. It creates curiosity, and it starts building those bridges. So buckle up, because we are going to be crossing borders tonight. We're going to be going around the region and see what other cultures are doing during December and during the winter holidays. We asked our members to share traditions, cultural traditions, tied to the places where they were born and to the month of December or the winter months. And we have 6 incredible voices lined up for you. We're going to go to France for Réveillon de Noël, and then fly all the way to Siberia for a little bit of fortune telling. We will listen to beautiful music from Germany and Ukraine, played on the piano by our members. And then we are going to look at 2 different perspectives on the concept of lights. We're going to hear from Poland and from Israel. So relax, sit back, and enjoy the journey with us.
Happy holidays!
Schöne Feiertage! Buone feste!
Buhay Tid! Boas festas! Mutilar!
Goheli!
Felices fiestas!
Gelles Jurtes!
Fijne feestdagen!
Tonight, I'd love to invite you to France on Christmas Eve. Get comfortable and enjoy the aromas. Warm butter, roasted chestnuts, and something rich bubbling in the oven. In many French homes, Christmas truly begins with the Réveillon de Noël, a late-night feast offered after midnight mass where people stay awake to celebrate together. A Réveillon might start with oysters or smoked salmon, sometimes foie gras, followed by a main dish like turkey with chestnuts. And then comes the famous dessert, la bûche de Noël, a log cake shaped like a piece of wood, a sweet reminder of all winter traditions. But what matters most isn't the exact menu, it's the spirit behind it. Slowing down in a season that rushes, staying at the table a little longer, and choosing presence over perfection. It's about listening to stories you've heard 100 times and laughing, pouring one more glass, and realizing that the real celebration isn't the food. It's the time you give each other. The Réveillon turns a meal into a memory. Merci and happy holidays.
In Russia, we believe that Christmas time is the best for fortune telling. For this important mission, you need a live rooster and 5 small plates. Put on the first plate some grains, on the second some money, on the third some water, on the fourth a ring, and the last one remains empty. Put all plates in a row, let the rooster go along them, and see which plate will it pick up. If it chooses the plate with the money, your year will be rich. If it chooses the plate with the ring, you will get married next year. If it chooses the plate with water, the year will be full of parties and you will drink a lot of alcohol. If your rooster chooses for you an empty plate, that means you will need a lot of rest next year. But if your rooster chooses a plate with the greens, your year will be prosperous and full of success. Believe in your happy future and don't forget to build it up already now, step by step.
Wow, wonderful. I mean, Serjan, Paris, honestly, magical. And what struck me about the French Réveillon is that while the food looks incredible, it's really the family atmosphere that counts more than what's on the plate.
Yeah, I agree, David. And I love those foods. But what about the Russian fortune telling? It looks fun, but hard to do in an apartment, I think. And you need a live rooster like. Couldn't think about it in this apartment, such a sound. But I mean, my neighbors will not like it, but it was really nice.
Wonderful.
And let's keep moving, David. We will visit Germany and Ukraine.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm with the Toastmaster Club Kölner Sprechbar in Germany. I have been asked about one of the famous things Germans do on Christmas Eve, and maybe you recognize this because this one comes in the Klingon original. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wacht, nur das traute Hoch. And there's just no time to finish it, so maybe you try this at home.
Usually, when Christmas approaches, we can reflect it through music. Beautiful, gentle, sometimes a little bit nostalgic. And today, I would like to share with you my favorite melody from Alexander Darkomyrsky. This composer was born in Ukraine in 19th century, and he created such beautiful melodies. And one of these, I want to play for you. And hopefully, it will awake a spirit of coming Christmas in you.
That was simply beautiful, David. The piano music played by our two members. It touches the soul, isn't it? And it reminds us the art is not a language that needs no translation.
Absolutely. And our final stop now takes us to Poland and Israel. So let's watch this.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters in Warsaw, Poland. Look here we are. This is the Castle Square and the main Christmas tree in the city. On the 3rd of December, St. Nicholas will come and turn on this tree. Look behind. There is a famous street, Krakowskie Przedmieście, that continues with the street Nowy Świat. The famous Polish writer Bolesław Prus, in his book The Doll About Warsaw, used such comparison as long as Krakowskie Przedmieście and Nowy Świat. How long is it? Come to Warsaw and check, because along both of those streets there are a lot of magnificent light installation and St. Nicholas turned on all of them. And now we are going to the heart of the old town, the market square. We are already at the old market square, with the statue of a little Normand in the middle. Look, it's now surrounded by the skating rink. It starts as well on the 3rd of December. The Warsaw name in Polish sounds like Warsaw. That is a combination of two names. A fisherman, Mars, and a mermaid, Sava. This legend is not connected with Christmas, so I don't tell you today. However, you can come to Warsaw till the end of February. Enjoy the skating rink, enjoy the Christmas atmosphere, and learn all the Warsaw legends. See you!
Once upon a time, in a city by the sea, where winter arrives in a soft breeze instead of snow, the nights of Hanukkah began to glow. When I first moved to Tel Aviv, I didn't yet understand how much lights could fit into 1 week. I was working in a busy high-tech startup, surrounded by people from everywhere. And in this week during Hanukkah, something gentle happened. The office would pause, and we'd gather around a small Hanukkah glowing on a counter. For a moment, the whole fast-moving world softened. And as the first candle was placed in the Hanukkah, the city seemed to whisper, even the smallest spark can begin a sacred story. Candles flickered in windows like tiny heartbeats across the streets. Sufganiyot, powdered, sweet, sometimes filled with surprises, appeared in every bakery as if the whole city was celebrating. The Hanukkah story is about the oil in the ancient temple, lasting 8 nights instead of 1. And Hanukkah, today, at least for me, is how every year we continue to choose lights, even in uncertain times. Sometimes during Hanukkah, I find myself in Jerusalem, watching candles reflected in ancient streets and stone. A city where the past and the present touch. And the light feels a little deeper, a little older. Once upon a time, I learned that Hanukkah is not only about what happened long ago, it's about adding one more flame each night, a quiet courage to hope. Whether in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, the reminder is the same. Light isn't something we wait for, it's something we kindle.
Wow, what a wonderful moment. And honestly, an ideal weekend for Warsaw is on my bucket list now. And Aylin's beautiful words about kindling the lights to keep hope alive. I mean, this honestly, Serjan, is a perfect message for our region right now.
Yeah, David. And we have traveled thousands of kilometers tonight, but this is just the beginning for us. If you have a tradition, a legend, or celebration you want to share with us, send us an email to, we can see the email address, right? It's Toastmastersregion10 or 10news@gmail.com to find out how to participate. And we want to feel closer to you throughout our vast territory. And so reach out and let us tell your story.
Absolutely. And just before we go, a few more shout outs to some comments. So yes, Olga Kutcher there. Light is not something we wait for, it's something we kindle. Beautiful. I reiterate those words. And we had some others celebrating the musical gifts that were presented tonight, but also from the very start where we asked, what traditions do you have where you are? Fireworks on New Year's Eve. We had wearing Christmas jumpers and eating mince pies from Elizabeth Jordan in the UK, District 71. Fantastic there. Others, eating seemed to be a very popular topic. Eating Adana Kebab in Turkey in District 109 there, Ömer Dagteri mentioned here as well. Looking through some of more comments, lots of things and some beautiful moments. So thank you for those who have contributed with those comments. So before we go, I have one last announcement. That's to mark your calendars for December 28th. This will be our grand finale for 2025, and it's full of big surprises. I can't provide any spoilers now, but trust me, you don't want to miss this one because the best is yet to come. And it may involve a slightly different jumper from me next time. So let's see what will happen. So a bit of tinsel there for you, Serjan. So yes, we will come together to celebrate one final time in 2025.
Yeah. Happy holidays, Region 10, and good night.
Good night.